The Supreme Court today landed a body blow on BCCI President N. Srinivasan. In a major indictment of the BCCI Chief, the Supreme Court said that Srinivasan must step down so that there is a fair probe in the IPL scam. The Supreme Court said that it was nauseating that Srinivasan remained the BCCI Chief.
It's taken the apex court of the country to put the BCCI chief N. Srinivasan in his place, clearing the pitch for the strongman of Indian cricket. The court said a fair probe in the IPL scam was not possible if Srinivasan was chief and that he should quit if a fair probe was to be conducted. Though the court stopped short of ordering his removal, it said the contents of the Mudgal committee report submitted to it in a sealed envelope are damning. It also said it was nauseating that Srinivasan had remained the BCCI chief. The court wondered why Srinivasan was sticking to his chair, saying if he did not quit, it would be forced to pass an order. The court even asked the BCCI's lawyer to look at the contents of the envelope and decide not as a lawyer, but as an officer of the court whether Srinivasan should step down.
I believe it's an observation. It's subject to the response of the BCCI, and I believe the case is listed day after tomorrow. So you will come to know on day after tomorrow what happens. I mean, you see, our job was to submit a report on a factual finding and make some recommendation. We have done.
पापा को के ऊपर बात आई और उन्होंने बीसीसीआई के लॉयर को माननीय न्यायालय ने कहा कि अगर क्रिकेट को आपको साफ करना है तो श्रीनिवासन को स्टेप डाउन करना पड़ेगा। अगर श्रीनिवासन स्टेप डाउन नहीं करेंगे तो हम वर्डिक्ट पास करेंगे जो भी वर्डिक्ट होगा।
The BCCI chief is sticking to his guns and seems in no mood to abdicate, even though the board has taken notice of the court's objections.
As I said, that if it's the Supreme Court, we'll have to be all bound by what Supreme Court says. There will be no choice. It cannot be ignored, but so far I don't think there is any announcement because I have not had any intimation.
It's a great pronouncement by the learned judges. They are absolutely right, and I feel vindicated. I think it's a wonderful, really a great judgment. It's a great thing for the Indian cricket.
It's now up to the BCCI to fall in line and obey what the Supreme Court has said. For now, the court has set Friday as the date for the Indian cricket body to respond.
World T20 is going on, Team India is winning, IPL is about to start next month, and in the midst of all this comes this big blow to the BCCI. N. Srinivasan has been saving his wicket for a long time, but this time around it might just be very difficult for him to get a favourable decision from the third umpire. From New Delhi with camera person Probir Biswas, Atit Sharma for Headlines Today.
Srisha Reddy is live with me from Chennai. Also with us live is Kishore Bimani, cricket writer and commentator. Srisha, if I could come to you first. Massive indictment of N. Srinivasan by the Supreme Court has been expected for a while now, but the Supreme Court has chosen to pull out all the stops to even say it's nauseating that Srinivasan continues to cling to his chair and that he must step down or else, is pretty much what the court has actually said. Any word whatsoever you're hearing from Srinivasan's office, from the Chennai Super Kings, from the people representing him about what his plans are right now, Srisha?
Shiv, we have been waiting outside in Simmons' office, Srinivasan's office, since morning, since the time the news broke out. But there is absolutely no word from Srinivasan. He had, in fact, in the afternoon, he left his Simmons' office, and when he drove to his residence, which is in the Boat Club Road, again he came back from his residence, and again we were again asking him questions, but he did not speak to the media. He refused to talk to the media, and again he entered. He is right now at his Simmons' office. So on the other hand, of course, the Srinivasan's camp has told Headlines Today that they are looking into the details of this particular case, but they will take time to reply, but they do have 48 hours on hand to reply on this case. But Srinivasan has been maintaining that he has not done anything wrong as far as this case is concerned, and also to look back into, Srinivasan is not this kind of a person who will come out and speak as soon as a verdict or any judgment comes out for the matter. We remember even during the Mudgal committee report he did not speak to the media at all, so he has been very selective in answering to the questions by the media.
Yeah.
At this time as well, it was much expected that Srinivasan would not actually come out and speak.
Well, he hasn't spoken so far. Wondering if he really has anything to say at all to defend against what is easily one of the most scathing, unmistakable sort of hand-downs from the Supreme Court. Kishore Bimani, what's the state of play? How are you reading what could possibly be happening right now in N. Srinivasan's mind, in his office? What do you think they're advising him to do? Does he have a choice?
Well, very simply, he has no choice. But he has surprised us. The last time he surprised us by sticking to his chair, by pulling out all stops, saying, I am the candidate. When the entire cricketing world was against him, he stuck on to his chair. He got the support of the rest of the board, and all of us were surprised that he got that support, because he is a great backroom operator. In the back channel negotiations, he managed to put it all together. Now, the important thing about Srinivasan and how he thinks is that he does not put a step without consulting the people around him, his legal team, which is a very powerful legal team, the senior people of the board. Now, considering that the senior people in the board, like Rajiv Shukla and company, Arun Jaitley, they are all busy with the election. I don't know if he'll have any approach to them, but he will certainly ask his legal team as to how I can sidestep the reprimand of the Supreme Court, the direction of the Supreme Court. The direction is you step down or we will throw you out. I mean, that's what it amounts to.
Kishore, like you rightly pointed out, the Supreme Court hasn't left it ambiguous at all. They've basically said, like you rightly pointed out just now, either you step down or you force our hand, which is to put down a verdict or put down a ruling or an order asking you to step down. So is he going to, is there any mistaking it? Can there be a misinterpretation of what the court has actually said, which is why we haven't seen Srinivasan, immediately adhere to that instruction from the Supreme Court?
Son-in-law Gurunath Mepan was arrested. Even that time as well, he did not step down. He just said he's stepping aside, and the day-to-day affairs was dealt by Jagmohan Dalmia. So this time as well, but he has no chance because he has been drawing criticism from all quarters, not only to his position but the whole BCCI as a whole. So at this point in time, he has to come out and give answers. He cannot run away from the media like he has been doing so far because he just has 48 hours on hand.
Okay, Kishore, I'm just coming to you in just a moment. I want to bring in Shivani Gupta right now on the show. Shivani, we were the first to break this story. We've had explosive information right through the day, leading on the story on all fronts. What are you hearing right now, Shivani, from your sources within the BCCI, within Team India? We're trying to get a reaction from the ICC and the BCCI officially as well. What are you hearing about what's likely to happen? Because for the cricket fan out there, it's disbelief. They're wondering how a man could continue to, sort of visibly disobey or not listen to an instruction from the Supreme Court, even though they use words like it's nauseating that he continues to be there.
Yes, as Kishore Bimani just said, we've been surprised by N. Srinivasan's behavior and the fact that he has been allowed to go on as long as he has for a year now, despite tremendous pressure from the media and from the cricketing circle. That didn't work. So our only hope was that the Supreme Court's order will do the job. Of course, it remains to be seen what N. Srinivasan does from here on now. But I don't think in the legal view that we have taken from many people, from Nalini Chidambaram herself, who's the counsel for the petitioner, that there's any way that N. Srinivasan can sidestep this observation.
Yes.
If he does so for 2 days, it could well become an order, and I don't think anybody in the BCCI will like to take that risk where the Supreme Court asks its BCCI chief to basically get out. That is one. The other point is about what could happen within the BCCI. Now, there are obviously detractors of N. Srinivasan within the BCCI. I mean, this case has been filed by the Bihar Association. So, all of those detractors are going to be emboldened. If they kept quiet for whatever reason, so far, they're not going to be quiet anymore. And even the others who have aligned with N. Srinivasan are going to be forced to be, for the sake of propriety, to basically say that we cannot let you continue.
Yes.
Now that the Supreme Court has made its order. That is the second part. The third part, of course, is the ICC, which has come under scathing attack from many people, from former cricketers, from former officials, for basically being a toothless body and not saying anything against N. Srinivasan. They also will be forced to basically come out and say, make a statement and not allow N. Srinivasan to take over as the ICC chairman as he's supposed to in June.
Well, the ICC has, pretty much sort of re-emphasized perceptions of it being a toothless body by saying this is an internal matter of the BCCI and we wouldn't like to comment on this time, though our reporters on the ground and Shivani's team are trying to get a more elaborate reaction and a response from the International Cricketing Council. But I just want to play out for our viewers, because as Shivani just pointed out, does the BCCI, does Srinivasan want to ultimately have no choice but to listen to a Supreme Court order asking him to step down as BCCI president, or is he going to recognize that what has happened today in terms of this very scathing order is an opportunity, a window of opportunity for N. Srinivasan to perhaps come to his senses, own up some morality in this long and very distasteful saga that has tainted Indian cricket, and step down voluntarily, without having to anger the Supreme Court any more than it already is. We've got a response from BCCI Vice President Anurag Thakur, also from proprietor of the Rajasthan Royals, Shilpa Shetty. Take a look at those reactions.
I've just reached back from my constituency. I'm not aware of this. We'll look into detail what they have said, and whatever right decision has to be taken, we'll take that. I haven't seen the judgment, what order has been passed, what are the obligations, and what are the detailed points in that. Rather than saying anything without reading it won't be appropriate.
Can't really give an opinion. I think I have respect for the judiciary, and I think you should have the same. So I don't think it's my place to answer that question. So we will go with whatever the Supreme Court orders, and that's that.
Sir, इतना ही लाइन सर. Sir, पूछ लो हुआ क्या? इतना ही दे दीजिए ना. इतना ही कह दीजिए ना कोर्ट का. सुनो. अरे खबर दो ना. इतना ही कह दीजिए ना कोर्ट.
Frankly, everyone in the BCCI really running for cover. All that the BCCI officials, current members, have said on record is that let us wait and see what the order is. In fact, we spoke to Ravi Sawant, the Vice President of the BCCI, Kishore. I'm saying this for you and for your benefit. He said, 2 hours after the judgment, he said, I haven't heard it. And he was unwilling to believe us when we were giving him the information that this is what the order or the observation is. This is the point that I'm coming to also, Kishore, that all of these people who kept quiet for a year and did not put enough pressure on Srinivasan to quit from his position, really this order, this observation is a slap in their face too. This is an embarrassment for the BCCI.
You see, as you said, running for cover. All the people who supported Srinivasan through the earlier thunderstorm, when he should have quit his place anyway, the media was fully apprised of this and went after him in a big way. But the people in the board have a totally different agenda. They are looking at survival. They are looking at the next issue, at the next handout. Because remember, the board with its thousands of crores money is controlling the finance. Let's not get away from the finance also. And nobody is going to today allow himself to alienate Mr. Srinivasan and company, because he can be very vindictive and the board can be very vindictive, as I have seen in 40 years of liaising with the board in cricket. So the answer is very simple. These people, whether it be Mr. Sawant or whether it be Mr. Anurag Thakur, or these people, they are eminent people. They are honorable people. But the fact remains that we have the top people in even three parties, NCP, Congress, Rajiv Shukla, Arun Jaitley in BJP. None of these people have spoken up and said, morally this man has to go. They didn't speak up last time, and here they will certainly not say a thing until they find out what is Srinivasan's riposte. Right. What is he going to do next? We don't know what he'll come out with his legal team. He will try to find a loophole, try to again extend his time. And one more thing, somebody mentioned the ICC. Let me say one thing. The atmosphere is totally different. Remember, the International Olympic Committee refused to recognize the Indian Olympic Association, and that has been recently come to fruition. And today I am sure that the ICC will see what is happening with cricket. They've also been bullied quite a lot by the Indian Cricket Board, and they are also going to turn around and say, no, we will appoint our own chairman. I feel that. Let's see how it pans out.